Hello, everybody, and welcome to. I don't even know what part this is. It's like I said, this is the same thing the last part, but I think this is the sixth. I think I found out that the last one was the fifth, and this one was gonna be the sixth. I'll tell you right now. Hey, it is the part number six. Okay. God bless me and my forethought of saying, hey, these recordings are getting way too annoying to keep track of. Let's organize them. um anyways, thank you so much for being here. Last time I played this, we had just finished the God, I never know what the fucking name of the event is. Just call it extra fries, because that's literally what you do. It's extra. You go to extra fries, so I always call it like the extra fries event. Anyway, last time we did this, I did the extra fries event. Um, now we're gonna do the rainy day staying up version. See how that plays out. And well, I guess we'll see how I'm doing with time and stuff, and see if no, I really shouldn't start this stress right now. So full disclosure, it is currently 7 a.m. for me. I have work actually at 10 a.m. I made the mistake of laying down to sleep at like 7:30 p.m. and then my body, because of course it decided to do that, then my body was like, hey, you know what, actually 2:30 a.m. is the best time to be awake at. And I just woke up for no good reason. So I tried my best to sleep. I wasn't able to. I ended up giving up at like 5 a.m. and I said, you know what? You know what? Since my body's clearly and my brains, my body and my brain are clearly not gonna work with me on this. Let's just, you know what? Get up, grab some food, blah, pass the time, etc. And I thought, well, I have like 2 hours and change to kill, so why not? Why not do a stream? Well, not stream. Well, a recording. So, anyways, we're gonna try to get rainy day. To do that, like, okay, hot. Sorry. Okay, but not for a while. All right. Okay, so I've already read this. We don't need to. We don't need to read it again. But, we still got burgers after we saw a commercial for some. They still got burgers? LOL, sorry. Not sure what's that referring to, but sure thing. Anyway. Okay, but still not for a while. And we already read all of that. Cam is like, hey, do you wanna... are you free for real? Do you want me to maybe go over blah blah blah? We make soup. Okay, so we're skipping. Okay, so I'm still gonna go with rain is rain. Blah. I needed to do something. Need to find something to do. Skip. You know what? For the sake of making this as fast as possible, I'm still gonna choose the you play for a bit. Even though like I haven't tried any of the other things just because I want some points with Deja. Doom, 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 doom. We weren't very good. I followed her and jumped up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Keep forgetting that there's a quick time event there. Fuck. Hand me the ladle. Um, I was fine with you. I'm a pretty good cook. I actually am. Like in real life, a pretty good cook. Close. So I need to choose. I'm not mistaken. I'm not mistaken. I need to choose. Going out into the rain, I think not. I'm not. Okay. Let's save here, just to be very sure. But I think I need to do going out in the rain. I think not. Okay, here it is. Maybe the boys would want to come up for soup instead. Sorry, Cameron. Sorry, Percy. I think I'd rather stay in. But would you three want to come over for soup? Oh yeah, the more the merrier.
Lame. What a bunch of homebodies.
Excuse you, sir. I'm a proud homebody. A staticky rustle came through the line as Percy shifted away from his phone. He said something indistinct, and two muffled voices responded before he returned. No, I left. Yeah?
You're on campus, right? We'll clean up down here and head up if that's cool with you guys?
Sure. Sure, but if you drip water in here, I'm killing you. She's kidding about that. I cannot stress enough how much she is not kidding.
Duly noted. See you guys soon.
That's how you say that. I thought it was Dolly, not Dooley. More you know. You know what? I just realized today that I've been learning English since I was maybe 8 or so. I've been learning English since I was like maybe 8 years old or something like that, because I learned English through my bilingual school. And bro, I've been learning English for more than 20 years and I'm still learning shit. Like, when is this going to end, bro? When is this going to end? Anyway. After hanging up, Deja was quick to delegate responsibilities. While she stacked some spare towels by the door, Cameron assembled sets of bowls and spoons on the counter and brought the soup back to a low simmer. You had time to shuffle a few things from the common area back to yours and Deja's rooms, and then the boys were here, shuffling through the door without a speck of mud on them, bearing snacks gathered haphazardly from their own place. Welcome, welcome. Make yourself at home. Timmy, did you make brownies? Yes and no. These are leftovers. You can all bring your shoes in, by the way. We've got space. We can leave them out. We may have run through one or two more puddles on the way here. It's fine, it's fine. There's a spare here. There's a spare boot tray. Boot tray. I've never heard of that term. Boot tray. As Cameron helped Jamie set out some extra dishes of snacks, you ladled out some fresh bowls of soup, handing them one by one to Percy to be lined up on the island counter. By the time spoons, napkins, and bowls had all been distributed, Deja and Elio were finished tidying up the entryway. Rather than jostle for space around the island, you made the collective decision to gather in the living room, mindful not to spill anything as you settle on the as you settle on the couch or the rug. Man, it's really it's still pouring out there. How'd you make it over? Umbrellas. We left those on the first floor. Ah, so you do own them. Well, it wasn't an umbrella kind of day until you invited us over, so. A fresh wave of rain splashed against the deck door, and Percy grinned before promptly scooping up another heaping spoonful of soup. This is great, by the way. Did you use a recipe? Mm-hmm. I can drop it in the chat for you later if you want it. Wait, hang on. You never actually said why you were all outside in the rain. Yeah, what was that Baba Booey for, Elio? Ha! You can hear me from that far away? I mean, through Percy's phone. From where we were standing, it looked like you three were just running in circles. I mean, for a while, yeah. I went off and danced a bit, too. And I decided to immortalize the day by painting it. You were painting in the rain? Groundbreaking, I know. I'm sure the Louvre, will call me any minute now. I made a leaf boat. Jamie quietly downed another spoonful of soup, ignoring the blank looks you and Cameron were giving him. Of course, he wouldn't explain anything else. Okay, rewind one more time. There's really nothing complicated to it. I was just really bored. It's been raining all week. He was about to snap. Plus, rain doesn't mean there's nothing to do. It wasn't really the rain, man. There was more lightning the other days. Today was the first time it felt kind of sane to go out. Ah, and so you danced, painted, and made boats. After the water balloon fights and in the wrestling match, yes. Laughter rippled through the room, and for a moment, a warm, gentle ambience settled over the low chatter and the clink of spoons. The steady drumming of raindrops outside only made you settle even more snugly into your seat, indulging in a little more soup with a content sigh. By the way, if you can hear some noise in the background for me, that's my AC. Please do not mind it. I am toasting. I've been trying to like keep it off for all other recordings, and then I eventually gave up that idea, and I was just like, I decided I was just going to apologize to you guys every single recording because I am not turning it off, bro. I regret all the noise that it's making. I really do, but I live in a tropical country, yo. I cannot be without any sort of fan or AC or anything blowing at least some coolness into me. So anyway, indulging in a little more soup with a content sigh. Out of the corner of your eye, you caught a sudden animation to Percy's demeanor as he took a more focused look around the living room. Whose console is that? Mine. No way, what you got? Rather than answer, they just slid her foot out and nudged the basket tucked in the corner where all her game cases and spare controllers were stashed. Percy scooted over, leaning down to peruse. Oh, you've got range. You've played all of these? Maybe not all in this semester, but more or less, yes. Wait a second. Can we? He lifted a single case, its title art depicting a trio of characters driving colorful race cars. Fair warning, he's picking that one because he's really good at it. Are you now? Deja's smile gained a devious gleam, fit to mirror the confident curve of Percy's mouth. I'll be the judge of that. Ha, alright, who else wants in? Oh, I do! Cameron's hand shot in the air, spoon glinting cheerfully under the living room light. Now give me 1 second. Just wanna raise the volume on my headset. Ollie and Dee haven't wanted to play in forever. That's because when we play it, Mace always tells us there are noise complaints. Okay, but like, at least I haven't had a whole bag of gummy worms this time. Well, the time has come at last. Let me grab those extra controllers and... They just shifted to get things set up, and out of the corner of your eye, you notice Elio and Jamie slipping off to the kitchen, stacks of empty bowls in hand. I'm gonna follow Elio and Jamie. You followed Elio and Jamie to the kitchen. While they were at it, you might as well help gather up the rest. Getting quietly to your feet, you gathered what was left of the napkins and silverware, then went to follow Elio and Jamie toward the sink. Thanks, you two. Haha, hey, thanks, Ollie. I was almost about to say thanks, Jamie. Because, like, the other name I used to always pick on games is Jamie. But there is already a Jamie here, so um seriously, there's no need for these. Seriously, there's no need for this. You're our guests right now. At the least, it's the least we can do since you're hosting us. Elio nodded brightly, already standing in front of the sink with a sponge in hand. In that case, let me help put things away at least. You drive a hard bargain, Ollie. Well, I mean, I also just know where everything goes. Dishes clattered gently as Elio got to scrubbing, and while you found a few extra dish towels for you and Jamie to use, a fragment of conversation drifted your way from the living room. You know you can both be Princess Persimmon. You can both be Princess Persimmon, just with different color schemes. Yeah, fine, fine. Okay, which chorus? Any would be fine, except for I'm right, romancing it. Oh God, anything but. All three of them groaned in unison, briefly drowning out the cheerful theme song playing from the television. Elio snorted quietly, and Jamie tipped his head to one side with a low, conspirational murmur. He definitely picked Persimmon just to piss Deja off. Oh, no doubt. Sounds like Percy's no stranger to this game. He used to play it a lot, mainly online, like competing against strangers. And then Rory came by one day. Ha, yeah. No, wait. Oh, ha, yeah, that time it was all of us playing and we got way too into it. Memories resurfaced of the times your own RA had warned you, Deja, and Cam to keep it down, and you hummed sympathetically. It is really easy to forget how loud you're being while playing that. I think that was the day I started fully respecting Rory as our RA. Why? Because he just started playing with us? No, it was the part where he defeated us so mercilessly that we didn't want to play anymore. Elio barked to laugh, and as Jamie handed two balls to you to be put away, you spotted the faintly satisfied smile playing on his lips. We put up a good fight. Yes, until we tried literally fighting him. It's obvious why they have their job. Yeah. Oh, actually, can you keep that last bowl out? I think I'm gonna go for seconds. Sure, go for it, Jamie. None for me, thank you. Although I'd like if possible. You sure, Jamie? I might come up with something really good this time. Wait, why? What do you mean? You pointed to another cabinet, wordlessly directing Jamie toward your stash of drinks. He murmured a quiet word of thanks, moving to search through packets of tea, coffee, and cocoa. It's a game we play sometimes. Do it or don't. Do it or don't it. I see what random shit I can put into food, and then we see if it tastes good. As he explained, he hustled to the fridge, waiting for you to not permission before grabbing a random assortment of ingredients. He gestured across an array of ingredients while he like no wait. He gestured across an array of ingredients he'd already raided from the kitchen. You wanna play? Fair warning, the outcome is usually gross. But not always. But usually. Bum bum ba-dum bum bum bum. Okay. Why not? You grabbed yourself a bowl and joined in. Sure, I'll bite. That's the spirit. And since it's your first time playing, you can pick what goes in. Ilio handed you a clean spoon and you turned to peruse the ingredients laid out on the countertop. If it were up to you, you'd add a bar. Why is Jamie always the agent of chaos? Like his right answers are either a cucumber or a bar of chocolate. Like a bar of chocolate? Seriously? Seriously, bro? I'm gonna go with cucumber because it sounds. You know what? I'm gonna save just because I want to know what the fuck it turns out if I add the fucking bar of chocolate to it. It wasn't the most flavorful choice, but but maybe it adds some texture or something. Pulling the cutting board off the dish rack, you made a few quick slices and dumped a handful of cucumbers into each bowl. Ilya reached over and stole a piece off the top before it dropped off the board, popping it into his mouth with a crunch and a smile. I'd say we have about 5 seconds before this get really mushy. I don't know, I think it'd be better if they weren't crunchy in this case. Really? I'm the truth. You ready? Yep. Setting his tea down, Jamie sidled closer and picked up the last clean spoon, reaching to take a spoonful of your chosen concoction. He held it ready, waiting as Elio cleared his throat dramatically. Don't worry, if you don't like it, Elio will finish it for you. Speaks the truth. Now down the hatch. You wanted to say this had been the safe choice, but it still felt like a net loss. The watery taste didn't do anything for the smoky spiced lentils, and whatever freshness usually came from the crunch of the cucumber was subdued by how the slices had softened up in the soup. This doesn't taste any different. Bland, boring. Tastes like my childhood, really. Dude, who hurt you? Well, it's a little extra fiber at least. Here, I think you both earned a drink. Jamie passed over a pair of gently steaming mugs, then returned to nursing his own drink. The smell of hot cocoa wafted gently up. And then when had he made these? Thank you. You're welcome. Right as you took your first sip, Elio coughed, and then he sputtered, wiping urgently at his mouth as he set his mug down. Ollie, wait! Ugh, where's the milk in this? I think it's gone kinda chunky? No, wait. No, Ollie, wait. Ugh, is there milk in this? Alarm bells went off in your head, but wait, your hot cocoa tasted fine. Great, even. Unless... Do it or donate. Immediately, Elio chugged the rest of his drink, temperature and whatever the hell had been put into it, be damned. He lowered his empty mug, barely avoiding slamming it into the counter, and buckled, his daredevil energy splintering apart into a disgusted coughing fit. While his coughing subsided into silent laughter, you went ahead and got him a glass of water. You made sure the cup was clear so he'd be able to tell there was nothing else in it. Dude, biggest stone of my life. After finishing your drink, you excuse yourself back to the living room, leaving Elio and Jamie in the middle of making another batch of regular cocoa. That was so funny. Christ. That was so hilarious. Let's see what the fucking bar of chocolate gets me. Sometimes the best flavors came from the least likely combinations. It'd be like honey mustard, except it was chocolate and lentil soup. You broke off a couple of pieces to sprinkle throughout your bowl, then handed off the rest to Elio. Unexpected, but in a good way. Let's do it. At least the heat will melt it in with everything else. Moment of truth. You ready? Yep. Setting his tea down, Jamie settled closer to and picked up the last clean spoon, reaching to take a spoonful of your chosen concoction. He held it ready, waiting as Elio cleared his throat dramatically. Don't worry, if you don't like it, Elio will finish it for you. Speaks the truth. He speaks the truth. Now, down the hatch. The corner of bittersweet chocolate sat right in the middle of your first spoonful, refusing to melt. Oh, a corner. Corner. Refusing to melt. You shrugged and tossed it back, tasting the familiar smokiness of spiced lentils before you bit down. Maybe the flavors could have worked together, but the textures were too similar. One chew and the soft lentils mixed with the smooth chocolate in your palate, making your face scrunch. Man, I really thought this would work out. Ilya tapped his spoon dejectedly on his lower lip, chewing mullishly as he tried his best to find a silver lining. I don't hate it, actually. Jamie chewed contentedly, and you heard a muted snap as he bit through a piece of chocolate. Here, I think you've both earned a drink. And we've already read all of this. I think I'm gonna keep the bar of chocolate, actually. At least Jamie didn't hate that. At least he didn't hate that one. You inched carefully into the living room, wary of any shouts of indignation or bursts of pillow-based violence. There was a reason you, Deja, and Cam hadn't played this game in a good long while. As you overheard earlier, Deja and Percy were battling for first place, each driving as Princess Persimmon, sporting different colored outfits but racing neck and neck down a colorful strawberry road. Did I hear things wrong, or did you all play on Color Causeway earlier? Oh, I remember that. It's Rainbow Road. Damn thing that doesn't have any fucking borders. Oh yeah, it ended up being our first race completely by chance. This was supposed to be a revenge match. Now that we're all warmed up, Cameron's dino-shaped driver careened gleefully off the track, and they chuckled, twiddling a few random buttons as they waited for a floating cloud to reel them back into the course. I mean, not for me, for them. Deja's persimmon abruptly slammed to a halt, allowing Persimmon to zip by. Immediately, Deja accelerated and caught up, using a stowed item to slam into him and knock him off the track. How dare you! Lying on his front on the floor, Percy scowled, kicking his feet gently as he waited for his racer to respawn. Up on the couch, Deja smirked as she crossed the line into her second lap. The Lamar special. Yeah, I have not missed it. These are extenuating circumstances. I'm flattered, I think. As you settle carefully on the couch next to Cameron, the CPU in the first place dropped back, being instantly overtaken by both Persimmons in a neck and neck upset. Finally, Deja was up against someone who dug just as furiously into the game's mechanics as she could. She didn't need such a cutthroat race every time she played, but you could tell she was enjoying the change of pace. I can barely even tell what's going on up there. What's going on is I'm winning and Lamar can hack it. Do you call everyone by their last names when you're nervous? Nah, I just notice you get kind of pissed when I do it to you. Deja smiled softly laughed softly in a pretty way that meant her temper was slowly winding up. She was sitting cross-legged on the couch, but as the race continued, she leaned ever so slightly forward, focusing her eyes on the rapid flicker of items, boosts, and race cars. Psst, Ollie. Yeah? Over on the rightmost slice of the screen, Cam's Dino driver hefted a certain item overhead. After the starter of wars, no, the starter of wars, the tester of friendships, the blue egg, which, when loosed upon a target, hit no matter what. The character quickly sat back down. Cons- the character quickly sat back down, concealing Cameron's surprise weapon while they whispered, "Who do we fuck with?" I want to know. Um. Let's look at. I'm trying to decide on what to choose. Let's look at my stats. I've still got nearly no confidence and nearly no composure. I've got more confidence than composure. How does that look in a person? Like, how does that look in a person? I wonder. All charisma, all compassion, some confidence, and nearly no composure. What does that even look like? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, okay. Uh-huh. I'm gonna choose one that boosts my confidence, okay? No, you weren't putting yourself in the middle of these. No, I definitely am. I definitely am. Percy definitely needed a slice of humble pie. Deja could afford to lose one race. Out of the both of them, I know Deja more, and I know that she would probably forgive me more than I know that Percy would probably forgive me. I mean, Percy's is super lighthearted and everything, but I think like I've known Deja more, and I would definitely like mess with Deja and not risk messing with Percy. What's the plan? Okay, so this is what I'm choosing because this gives you one confidence point. I need all the confidence point that I can get. That and composure. Sorry, I've got to grab a drink. Ollie, hello? Oh, come on. All things considered, you passed by quite quickly, but not quickly enough to escape the muted wrath of the dedicated gamers in the room. As you rounded the couch and pretended to walk off toward the kitchen, you glanced over your shoulder to see that if the distraction had been enough. Only to see Cam's Dino driver being dropped back off the course yet again. Whoops. No, my egg's gone. You weren't using it anyway. I was going to. You were hoping we didn't see it. Maybe I was. Cam's little driver huffed as it was deposited back on the track, and Cameron did the same, pouting, as Deja and Percy shared a conspiratorial chuckle. I guess we've got Ollie to thank for that. Well, I tried. Sorry, Cam. A misguided attempt, but one I appreciate nonetheless. Caller Causeway Yeah, Color Causeway was, at the end of all things, still a tough track to master. Even with only a lap and a half left, the racers swapped places every few seconds. Any subsequent blue eggs were immediately called out by whoever spotted them first, which only amped up the chaos. And no wait, which only amped up the chaos. It didn't help that some of the CPUs were genuinely pretty hard to beat. Yo, who's up in first? I am, said the both of them. Who's in last? I am. Round by round, you, Jamie, and Elio subbed into drive, and the afternoon drifted by in bouts of race car sabotage. There was a point, however, when you had to tone things down, lest you kept the chatter and shouts up for too long. By late afternoon, the rain outside was finally clearing up, and the six of you were instead piled quietly around the living room, watching a cooking show per camp's executive decision. I've already read this. There you go. Okay, let's save this here. Now we're gonna choose the stress. I've been grinding sugar for an hour. It's eclectic. Me. How is it that I get distressed? I think it's honestly I don't really need that much time to study. I think. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. This one. Where you're in luck, cause it's festival time. I read all of that, right? Apparently, you most of all. David, please, I'm the most excited. Yes, pardon my mistake. It was a big day for Rinmayer, but Deja and Reina, for Deja and Reina, it was even bigger. Okay, we're skipping. Actually, that only took me like 37 minutes. The rainy day, the like second part of second part, other part. I did. What's the word for that? My brain is not Englishing right now. The alternative, the alternative way of doing rainy day only took me like 37 minutes. I think I can do and finish this dress. Think, hope, possibly. Let me see. Today's event budget was the largest they had all year. Every dollar had been meticulously allocated, every cent painstakingly stretched as far as it would go. They had told you that, by comparison, organizing the barbecue was a walk in the park. I don't know where this is coming from. Reina agreed, though in simpler terms. According to her, she could have planned that event with a quarter and a dream. Reina had slept over last night while putting out the last few fires. Ugh, my nose is not cooperating with me. As usual, when have y'all known that my nose is cooperating with me at all, whatsoever. Okay, I'm gonna choose that depends on what you're wearing, baby girl. Close chat. Skip. The magic of friendship. I'm gonna choose the magic of friendship. What are you looking forward to the most? Well, yeah, that's a given, but what else? Let's go with games. Sure thing. I mean, like, I chose a magic friendship thing. We're like, oh, that's not enough. You need to choose something else. Like, sure thing. Okay. Fine. Um. Okay, so you'd prefer to stick together. Why else would you have met up first? You were determined to make the most of the most of your day, and that included spending time with everyone in equal measure. What better way to take in what all that the festival had to offer? What better way? Remember that? What better way to take in all that the festival had to offer? Indeed. Huh. Wanna stick together? That's fine by me. Sure. Any preferences on which way we should head first? We should head first. You turned your gaze to the rest of the green. When it came to finding things that all five of you could do, there were some locations that stood out. Will we all want to check out the petting zoo? Let's save because I'm not sure if I'm gonna get the chance to like pick any of these three in any order or like how that's gonna play out. Oh, I'm down. Same. No one's allergic to anything, right? Nah, we should be good. Or well, it's a petting zoo. How could petting zoo animals not be friendly? I suppose we'll see for ourselves. The petting zoo sat smack dab in the middle of the green, surrounded by a low fence, alpacas, lambs, and Flemish giant rabbits relaxed under the sunlight, sniffing at nearby people for treats. To one side was a portable shed where the animals could rest, but luckily many of them had energy. And curiosity to spare as you approached. A student volunteer stepped up to greet you. Hi there. Wanna buy some food for the animals? Give me one moment. Let me check the sound. Okay. Wanna buy some food for the animals? When all of you nodded at the same time, he smothered a laugh, then reached behind him for a tray of small paper cups. Great, it's $1 per, so 5 in total? Money changed hands and you filed through the gate into the enclosure. A few lambs perked up while the old goats in the corner snoozed obliviously on. Rabbits watched from the sidelines and cheeks peeped from a large hayfield tub in the corner. Percy was first to wander away as a baby goat began tugging on the leg of his jeans. Jamie was already seated on a clean patch of hay, simply waiting to be noticed. And Elio... Hey, little guy! Oh no, please come back! No, poor thing. Well, Elio was doing his best, indeed. Elio loving animals and animals not loving Elio will never not be funny, man. You decided to join Percy and Jamie next to the baby chicks. Doo-dum dum dum. Doo-dum dum dum. Doo-dum dum dum. A chorus of chirps, peeps, and trills filled the air at one end of the enclosure. Jamie was sitting cross-legged with two slightly older chickens hopping around him. A young lamb had wandered over as well, and Jamie held still as it snuffled damply at his sleeves. He barely flinched when it huffed once or twice, clearing a bit of sawdust from its tiny nose. You're an animal whisperer, huh? I hope you know I don't do this on purpose. The cup on his hand was still completely full, so it was truly a mystery how he'd attracted so many animals. You offered a few pellets of your own, but the lamb barely blinked, and the chickens kept clocking away like nothing had changed. At least at least the little goat that had latched onto Percy was hungry. The pellets in your hand were gone in a quick munch, and you settled carefully in the ground to sit across from Percy and Jamie. From where he was seated, Percy grinned, reaching to scratch his new goat friend between its snubby horns. God, reading is harder for me today for some reason. Not doing it on purpose, I promise. Animals, just like James. Animals, just like James. Adding the pause in that is fucking hilarious. Like animals, just like Jamie. Anyway, animals just like Jamie, and he likes them back. See, him being a brat all the time is just the hard chocolate. It's just a hard chocolate shell inside ooey gooey caramel center. Jamie rolled his eyes, but he didn't protest right away. Instead, he preoccupied himself with reaching into the top of baby cheeks, carefully lifting out one chirping fluff ball to pet. They're babies. Anyone would be nice to them. Cute animals. Cute. So cute. What about you, Percy? I don't have as many stories as Elio does, and I definitely don't have as many as this guy. Percy's gestures became a touch more animated as he slipped into storytelling mode. Next to him, Jamie calmly led the chick back into its flock, then plucked a pellet from his paper cup. Jamie's got all sorts of animal stories. This one time at work, he spat frantically. I cannot. Because I already know what happened. He spat. Okay, we've got this. He spat frantically. Cannot. Okay. He spat frantically, then wiped his mouth. The pellet bounced into the tray, and the baby goat promptly dove to claim it. Jesus, Jamie, there are nicer ways of telling me to shut up. You were chirping. I thought that meant you were hungry. You were chirping. You were chirping. I thought that meant you were hungry. Oh my god. Oh my god. What do you do for work, Jamie? A few different things. For a moment, it seemed that was all he wanted to say. He'd seen fit to shove a food pellet into Percy's mouth over it, after all. But surprisingly, after another second, he relented. One is a part-time job at a pet cafe. I also volunteer at a national park. Where? Not in Fairfield. Before you could ask anything else, you heard frantic footsteps, followed by an ominously swift thudding of hooves. Help! It's never not funny. It's never not funny to see Elias Sprite just flash by. Why did they all hate you so much? And before any of you could move, there went Elio and Cameron, fully flinging themselves over the fence to escape a charging alpaca. Well, that's longer than last time. That's true. What do you mean last time? You climbed onto your feet and brushed the hay off your legs, and then left the pen. Elio and Cameron were sprawled on the ground and panting, laughing half hysterically as they bumped fists. So, wanna go somewhere else? Yeah, I'm all out of pellets anyways. Oh, look at that! Cool! So I can choose any of them in any order. Nice. Let's choose the pretzel one. But I'm gonna save here because who you get to hold hands with is RNG. Let's see. What on earth is a human pretzel? Okay, I didn't even read that. I just knew that it was a human pretzel race. There's a fly over there for a human pretzel race. Whatever it is, my curiosity's been piqued. The flyer says, "Come and prove the bonds of friendship, a fun race that will test your coordination and cooperation. If you win, you get 2 additional raffle tickets, courtesy of the student government. Hey, it says it's free to play. You want to try?" It is a compelling price. Sounds like we're all in. Your destination was a small stage tucked away. In the fairground. There wasn't much time to spare. There were other students already waiting to play. One group was standing casually by, and the other chatted quietly as they got to know each other. The third was trading jokes and high fives, hyping each other up with more enthusiasm than the rest combined. They'll be the ones to beat for sure. I think we could take them. You seem to think that at every opportunity. The rules were simple. Group members would blindly grab each other's hands until they were tangled up in a knot. Then, when the whistle blew, you'd have to twist, bend, and maneuver without letting go until you stood in a simple, unbroken circle. You were... Oh, yeah. Oh, that's my alarm. This is the time when it's 7:50, like 50 a.m. And this is the time where I usually wake up, and I'm already wake up. I've been awake for way too long. I've been awake for a few hours by now, which I shouldn't have been, but what do you do? Give me one moment. I'm just rearranging myself on this chair. Give me 1 second. Milo, come on. Thank you. Okay, let's go. You were fully aware that you had a chance here to grab onto someone's hand and hold tight. The event was literally about not letting go of each other. You couldn't be blamed if... Wait, no. Or unless... But surely not. Everyone ready? Hang on, my hands are sweaty. There's complimentary hand sanitizer after the game. Hey, I didn't say they were filthy. Who do you think I am? The 5 of you stuck your arms out in an overlapping mishmash, per the request of the 5 of the event runners. You tried not to pick out a specific target, instead staring into the middle distance. Your right hand caught someone else's in a gentle grip. You felt a thumb pressed softly over the back of your fingers, while the person's palm angled to hold your hand delicately up. Your left hand found someone who readily flipped their palm down to catch yours. You felt a friendly tip-tap of idle fingers on the back of your hand as the other adjusted their grip. Hey, who's tickling me? Not me. Why are you laughing then? Because someone's tickling me. The starting whistle shrilled loudly and the timer started counting. You did your best to help figure out the knot. You relaxed and went with the flow. You stalled for time and made it harder to untangle. I'm gonna do my best. Yanking each other around until without a plan was certainly a mistake. But would it be easier to start from the top of the tangle or the bottom? You adjusted your grip and pulled gently, watching as as everyone's arms shifted in response. You were somewhere in the middle, so others would have to unwind themselves first. Oh, I know that look. You're pondering. Can we ponder a little faster? I think that team's halfway done already. Well, your arm's on top. You have to move out of the way first. Fair point. What's after that? Okay, I think I've got it. It was a matter of twists and a pirouette or two. There were a few good-natured grumbles as elbows jabbed unintentionally here and there, but once the worst of the tangle was dealt with, the rest began to fall apart on its own. Spin this way, Cameron. Coming through. And then ollie and crosses and turns, and you jump back into a circle, and the whistle sounded again, making you the lucky recipients of 2 extra raffle tickets, as well as a wayward bruise here or there. How lucky for you! From here, the games were just getting started. The fairground was a blaring hub of lights, noise, and people, and yet the noise. Oh, so I only get to choose 2. I think, possibly. Let's see. Okay, the fairground was a blaring hub of lights, noise, and people, and yet the noise was a siren song instead of a deterrent, reeling all of you in more quickly the closer you got. There was no doubt Deja had planned this side of the festival. Game booths were packed along one side of the green with a frighteningly efficiency, giving you more options than there were hours in the day. Alright, my town, baby. Let me show you how it's done. These are all just variations of throwing things at other things. Wrong. Some of them are shooting things at other things. There's the difference. Oh, yes. Pardon me. Doo-dum-dum-dum. 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 No, yeah, it's either one or. I think I'm gonna go with the obstacle course instead of the human pretzel, blah 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 blah. Load. Let's go with the big course. Oh yes, can we? You don't have to pull out the puppy dog eyes, man. I want to see what's over there too. Jamie? Why not? You made for the starting line, craning your heads back to gauge. I think it's gauge. Did you say that? Is it time? The time has come. In this video, where Talas goes look up something, how to say something online. No, wait, stupid. Pronunciation. I've always said it gauge, but I don't know if I'm saying it right. Yeah, it should be gauge. It is gauge. Hey, haha. I've been saying it right. I've just been writing it wrong. But I've got at least one part of it right, you know. At least one part of it I did right. Craning your heads back to gauge the full scope of what you were getting yourselves into. This was easily the largest attraction of the festival. The entire thing was composed of inflatable nylon barriers and flooring nylon barriers and flooring. God, fuck. You know what? Fuck that. Bordered by high walls, it shook occasionally, with corresponding yelps, shouts, and laughs from within. If you strained your ears, you could also hear the faint rhythm of muffled machinery. Nothing too elaborate, but for a family-friendly campus event, it was ominous, nonetheless. Bam, 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 bam. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Okay. Cameron stretched onto tiptoes, trying to look inside. Out at the far corner of the course, a pair of students stumbled through the exit, laughing as they held up a pair of stopwatches. Must be pretty intense if you have to wait to get in. Looks like they time us too. Hey, welcome. If you're looking to race, we have a big group finishing up soon. You should be space for all of you if you want in. You sorry. You each nodded, some of them more some with somewhat more enthusiasm than others. The operator chuckled, then gestured for you to line up, lifting a bundle of lanyards in one hand. Just gotta make sure you've all got waivers signed. Oh, and you'll use these stopwatches to record your times. Careful not to stop them too early, okay? You can see your current record over there on the signboard. It's currently just over 6 minutes. We'll double check your time at the end. Your time's at the end, but play fair, yeah? And of course, anyone who breaks our record wins the prize. Interesting. My friends, I love you all dearly, but know that we are now at war. We don't even know what the price is yet. No, that's why we must fight for it. Don't you see? A crackle from the operator's walkie-talkie signaled that you were up next. With a gesture, she herded all of you through the archway that marked the obstacle course's entrance. One moment. Let me drink water. One moment. Wait. Sorry, I was reading the guide for a little bit. You joined the starting line, crouching a little to find your balance. On your left, Percy sank down to a full runner's start. On your right, Jamie merely leaned forward a little. Hands on your stopwatches, everyone. Ready? On your marks. Get set. Okay, so let me see my points should still all be the same. Oh wait, it actually changed. Cool. But I'm gonna go. What gives me composure? I've got a bad feeling about this. What? Why? No. I'm gonna go with confidence. Bye. Who wants composure anyway? Who wants composure anyway? Press mine. Elio's brash laugh sounded further down your left. Oh, that's how it's gonna be? Okay. Go! The starting whistle blew and you each clicked your stopwatches on. then dashed forward. With wild shouts, Elio and Cameron pelted into the lead. The rest of you were close behind. As you approached the first obstacle, a steep incline, lined with several ropes to use as climbing supports. The nylon gave ah fuck. The nylon gave awkwardly under your feet as you tried to gain purchase. If you wanted to scale this wall, you had to grab on and pull yourself up quick. Bum bum bum. You latched onto a rope, dug your feet in, overtaking Cameron as you scrambled up the slope. They yelped in outrage as you heard their shoes squeaking on the nylon right behind you. You irresistible. Quick as a flash, you grabbed a handful of Elio's shirt and janked with all your strength. What the ah! You held him still long enough to climb alongside him, but lost your grip after. Sensing their chance, Cameron upped their pace and went careening over the slope's peak to take the lead over you both. As the rest of you slid down the other side of the slope, Cameron bolted ahead, holding onto their lead for dear life, with Elio thundering close behind. They were both screaming, of course. Up ahead was a pit that spanned the whole width of the track. While it'd be safer to hop down and run across, you set your sights on the other side of the gap and picked up speed. Bum 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 bum. Stopwatch thumping against your chest, you broke into a full sprint and leaped at the last moment, landing with an oomph on the other side, pushing off and darting onward. Coming through! Elio was close behind you. Elio was so close behind you that you could feel the nylon floor bouncing violently under his feet, and yours by proximity. He lunged ahead with reckless abandon, one hand holding his hat and the other arm pumping wildly as he sped into the distance. Hey, slow down! That's not how this game works, Ollie. Let's go, people, let's go! Percy and Jamie both cleared the jump with ease, landing within seconds of each other. Percy lengthened his stride, bounding ahead in reckless leaps as he checked behind him. Unfortunately, that meant Percy didn't quite hear what was happening up ahead. Last one out's a rotten ah! He never got to finish his stunt as a horizontal padded bar swung out of nowhere and checked him neatly in the waist. That'd be the first of the mechanical obstacles in the race. Percy toppled head over heels with a high-pitched yelp, but Jamie vaulted over the bar with the sudden grace of an antelope. He rolled fluidly to his feet, then rushed onward without a word. Then the bar swept back around just in time to catch you. You lunged haphazardly under the rotating bar, crawling on your elbows and knees until you were clear to run again. Wait up! As you all scampered forth, this is the same bouncy castle background with just like little pillars instead on them. As you all scampered forth, the next obstacle loomed. A row of winding tunnels, no matter which you choose. A row of winding tunnels, no matter which you choose. You'd be forced to throw yourself down and crawl as fast as you could. Bum 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 bum. The world faded into a colorful blur as you dove, using your elbows to pull yourself forward into a tunnel. To the other side, you heard the muffled voices of your friends doing the same. You crawled for your life, popping out the other end of the maze, just a little bit ahead of the others. Over halfway done. Onward, onward! Further ahead, Cam's loose hoodie flapped like a pennant in the wind. As they crested a low hill, Elio kept the pressure on just behind them, his arms pumping as he gave a happy yet terrifying shout. Cameron! He's right behind me! Help me! You were in the middle of the pack with a slight lead over Percy and Jamie. Resisting the urge to look back, you sped into a run. Up last, a colorful, hectic jumble of pillars arranged on a series of small, uneven hills. You'd have to slalom back and forth. As you ran if you wanted to keep up. Okay, so this one's not timed. Let's finally look at this fucking thing. Okay, so I could either get a point with Cam and Elio, get charisma and get composure, or I could get another confidence point. You know what I'm gonna choose, right? I'm gonna choose another confidence point. Just for the fuck of it. You tried to run even faster. You wanted to get to the finish line as soon as you could. Your blood pounded in your ears as you picked up the pace a final time, burning whatever energy you had left in a final desperate gambit. Then, when suddenly you felt two hands grab you, one on each shoulder, and you tumbled backward. Hey, ah! What goes around bites you in the ass. See ya! And they rushed on without you, even sparing the time to high-five each other as they went. You got back to your feet, but it was too late. You were dead last, and your pace slowed until you crossed the finish line with a defeated laugh. The others were already assembled at the ending platform. Though Elio and Cameron were sprawled on the floor and catching their breath. Okay, I deserve that. I hope this was a learning experience for you, young Campbell. I think it was a learning experience for everyone, no matter our placement. Yeah, I learned never to race Elio again. It doesn't have to be a race next time. How's a half marathon sound? It sounds much worse. In another minute, the five of you were through the exit and sliding down to the green. Wait, we're down the exit and what? Sliding? Yeah, sliding. Huh. After racing on such an unsteady surface, you felt particularly secure with solid earth underneath your shoes again. Good race, good race. Will our first place champion please present their stopwatch? Cameron shuffled up with their lanyard held out in one hand, regaining some of their usual shyness upon being asked to step forward. Here it is. That's a new record, all right. Congrats, and here's your prize. She reached out, and you all heard a soft snap of something plastic. Cameron flinched slightly, then lifted their arm, revealing a brightly patterned slap bracelet curled around her wrist. Oh, sweet! After turning your stopwatches back in, you hastened away to make room for the next batch of racers. Well then, was the prize worth the race? Cameron gave a slow, lofty laugh before reaching to their wrist, then flicking the same hand out in the next second, slapping the bracelet onto Jamie's arm with gusto. Ow! Is this mine now? No, I'd like that back, please. I wanna see how I get. One choice here. Save. Dee-dum, dee-dum. Dee-dum, dee-dum. Doo-dum, dee-dum. Dee-dum, dee-dum. Dee-dum, dee-dum. Loading. Can go to the big obstacle race. Skip. Using confidence still. Bum bum. Bum bum. Let's see. Express is mine. Wait, let's see. What's this? Bum bum bum. No time for tricks. Just go go go. You put your head down and doubled your efforts, but so did Cameron. Eat my dust! Haha. With a victorious shout, they reclaimed second place with a burst of energy, launching themselves over the slope's peak after Elio. The rest of you slid down the other side of the slope. Elio dashed ahead to earn a sizable lead. Cameron bolted after him at top speed, hollering a challenge that you couldn't quite hear. Up ahead was a pit that spanned. We can skip. Bum 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 bum. Bum. Bum 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 bum. Further ahead, there was the bright flash of Elio's hat as he crested a low hill. Cameron put up a formidable chase right behind him, hair a mess and hood flapping in the wind. Get back here! Never! You were in the middle of the pack with a slight lead over Percy and Jamie. Resisting the urge to look back, you sped into a run. Up last, a colorful, hectic jumble of pillars, arranged in a series of small, uneven hills. You'd have to slalom back and forth as you ran if you wanted to keep up. Interesting. So I didn't get the sabotaging. I didn't get the choice that I wanted to get. Interesting. See. Oh. That's so weird. Let's see. Try to run even faster. Let's see what that gets me. Your blood pounded in your ears as you whip. And though you bounced and stumbled your way past quite a few slalom poles, you managed to seize second place, pelting wildly over the finish line without a moment to spare. Come on. Whoa, look out! You knocked off balance by your own enthusiasm. You lost your footing and rolled into a corner of the ending platform, ending up tucked against the wall with your head spinning. Get back here, speedster! Elio's laugh was a touch more accelerated than usual as he bounced over to offer you a hand back up. I didn't think you had that in you. Frankly, I'm so impressed I don't even care I came in third. Thank you. I'll get up as soon as I remember how. I love that. In another minute, the five of you were through the exit and sliding down the green. After racing on such unsteady surface, blah 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 blah. I'm also gonna save this. Because, like, that's an interesting result. We're gonna load again. See what it gives me if I sabotage Cameron. That's so interesting. I'm supposed to get a choice and I'm not getting it. I don't know why. Maybe it's this choice? Possibly? It shouldn't be. Shouldn't be this choice. Let's see. But anyway, let's see. The price is mine. You're all going down. Skip. Bum. Let me reach out to Stall Cameron. Okay, let's see. I think that's so weird. I think I need exactly to win. I need to win exactly 2 of these, possibly. Just as Cameron put on a burst of speed, you turned and planted your hand firmly on their forehead on their forehead and shoved. Ah! They lost your grip and slid down, and you turned with a laugh to chase after Elio. You were in second now. As the rest of you, blah 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 blah. How many I want? Oh, yeah. Whoops. Whoopsies. You leaped but came up short, plunged into the pit below. Landing on all fours, you scrambled quickly to regain momentum, running for the opposite side and climbing up as quickly as you could. Let's go, people, let's go! Okay, I think I'm gonna get a... You launch casually under the rotating bar, crawling on your elbows. Jim. I think I need to lose this. Let's lose it just to see what happens. You landed a little too hard and felt the breath whoosh out of you before you hauled yourself forward into a tunnel. To the other side, you heard the muffled voices of your friends doing the same. When you struggled free of the maze, you'd fallen a few seconds behind. There was less than half the course left. Onward. Further up ahead. Percy and Jamie made it out of the tunnel to crawl right behind you, and the 3 of you shared a millisecond-long glance. Then you all took off, spinning to a run side by side. Up last, a colorful, hectic tumble of pillars, blah 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 blah. Hey, no, fuck. God, fuck. What do I need to do to get this fucking choice, man? I'm losing it. Bro. I need to do to get this fucking choice. So I need to lose all the fucking things. Maybe win one. Second alarm. Load. What am I loading? No, wait, no, don't load that one. Load this one. How the second of what did I load? Can we go to the big obstacle course? I think I'm gonna have to maybe. I think I'm gonna have to maybe give up on this. I don't want to, but I think I'm gonna have to maybe give the fuck up on this. Lesson. You need to. Doom. I'm gonna stall Cameron, and I'm gonna lose all the other ones. Lose. Fuck. I'm not trying to win it. I'm really not trying to win it. Ugh. You hopped only to feel the bar smack into one leg and send you sprawling. Like a skipping rock, you bounced 2 or 3 times along the course. Like a skipping rock. Like a skipping rock. You bounced 2 or 3 times along the course, floundering until you were able to right yourself. As you all scampered forth, the next obstacle loomed. Blah 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 blah. I think I need to lose this too. No, God, fuck. What am I doing wrong? I'm not getting. Fuck. I'm not getting the choice to sabotage Percy. I should. But I'm not. I don't know why. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Yeah, I'm not getting it. Fuck. I don't get why. I'm not getting this fucking choice, and I don't know why. I'm gonna take a picture of this. I'm gonna take a picture of these, and I'm gonna ask later on. For now, I'm gonna move the fuck on because I only have that much time to dedicate to this fucking thing. Anyway, let's go load. Let's go load the one where I ended up second, just for shits and giggles. After racing on such a surface, Elias stepped forward with his lanyard held out in one hand, his delight evident in the happy, proud set of his shoulders. Here you go. That's a new record, all right. Congrats, here's your prize. She reached out, and you all heard a soft snap of something plastic. Elio visibly jumped, laughing to dispel his surprise, then lifted his arm, revealing a brightly patterned slap bracelet curled around his wrist. Neato. After turning your stopwatches back in, blah blah. No, I'd like the back, please. Oh, they both slap it onto Jamie. Is mine now? Okay. Fuck. I'm I wanna move on. I swear I do. I'm also so stubborn. I really wanna know what the fuck I'm not getting that. What the actual fuck? Is it maybe that I need to do 3? Because I've gotten 2. I've gotten 2 right. I've gotten 1 right. I've gotten 4 right, but I haven't gotten yet 3 right, and not like and missing not one of them. Maybe it's choosing something. Let's go with don't trip. Whatever. Percy looked briefly up at you and grinned, his teeth flashing in your periphery. Or do, I don't mind. Go! I need to... 1, 2... Adrian... Stalled Cameron. Justice Cameron... Bum. Bum. And I'm gonna lose this one. Let's see. Fuck! I'm not getting the choice! 하! 진짜 나다. Fuck. I'm not getting this choice no matter what I do, bro. No. We're moving on. It's alright. We will live. We will leave. We're moving on. Got like 1 more hour to finish this thing. With a race under your belts, you were now all primed to keep the friendly competition going. Soon enough, it became apparent you all knew where you'd be headed next. The fairground was a blaring hub of lights, noise, and people. I already read this. Throwing things at other things or shooting things at other things. Oh yes, pardon me. I wasn't aware we needed to make that obvious distinction. Come on, guys. There's climbing stuff too. Alright, genius. What do we play first then? Jamie shrugged and stuck his fist out. The obvious beginnings of a rock-paper season game. Cam snickered and met your eye, and you both joined in by making a 5-way battle. Scissors. The game instantly careened off the rails just like the last time. Percy and Elio had two fists side by side, and Elio's fist fell perfectly into the open palm of his hand. Cameron at least had tossed out a simple pair of scissors. Oh, not again. Bum. Dynamite. Scissors. Boulder. Scissors? Boulder beats everything. I'm pretty sure a bomb and dynamite would. Too late, already gone. Boulder. I swear, the rules of their fucking things change every single time. Bum bum, bum 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 bum, bum bum, bum bum. Now it was Elio's turn to stick two fists in the air as he whooped and sprinted away. He made a beeline for the ladder climb, dodging around a small child or two as he went. You caught up to him at a wide padded platform over which a pair of rope and rung ladders were strung in a gentle incline. God fuck, it's been it's so hard for me to read today. Ha! A bell hung on the wall above the far end of each one, waiting to be rung. Again, Elio, I take my chances when I get them. What do you mean again? Elio went still, casting a 1,000-yard stare at the ladders. Percy let out the kind of 5-note whistle that preluded that preluded any western shootout. God, maybe I shouldn't read. It's not read. But what am I gonna do? Just stay in silence this whole time? Even Jamie joined in by patting the tops of his thighs to mimic the sound of a distantly galloping horse. All that was missing was a tumbleweed or two. Never have I ever passed this challenge. Sweeping an arm out in a bold gesture, Elio beamed at the rest of you with unguarded enthusiasm, managing to look both confident and hopeful with a single gesture. But today, I will change that with all of your help. Or at least you'll get to watch me die trying. So who's with me? Doom 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 doom. Hold that thought. Sure, you compete with Elio. I'll give it a try. Hell yeah! You sized up the ladder in front of you. It was absolutely the opposite of sturdy. Wait, I think I maybe don't need to not. Bum 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 bum. Okay, yeah, I need to not accept that actually. I need to not accept that. Oopsies. That's what happens when you just go with vibes. Oh. Okay, so you didn't quite want to go up yet. Not me. Who's up? Elio didn't hesitate to pout, his lower lip jutting so piteously that you almost reconsidered, before realizing what he was up to and turning away with an exaggerated wince. You stop that. My heart hurts just looking at you. You know, I wouldn't be able to make this face if we were climbing ladders. There is nothing stopping you from climbing. I just don't want to, not yet. Haha. Alright, Percy, you want to try? You know, I always wanted to beat the master at his own game. Stepping forward, Percy stretched his arms out with his fingers laced, and Elio bent down to stretch his hamstrings. From there, that what was meant to be a quick race turned into a contest of panache. While each of them engaged in sillier and sillier stretches, Cameron tugged on your sleeve, wiggling their eyebrows as they held up a $5 bill. 5 on Elio, 5 on Percy. You turned your gaze back to Elio and Percy, both kneeling on the mats like sprinters ready to start, waiting for a starting pistol. 5 on Elio. What about an Elio? You hear that, Tosaki? I am the favored contestant. Yeah, and I'm the underdog. That means I win. Count us off, Ollie. 1, 2, 3. Athletic as ever, Elio shot ahead by a few rungs, his ladder shaking precariously underneath him. Percy was scrappier, climbing steadily at the cost of speed. It was a close race to the end. At the second to last rung, they both reached and swept for the bell, and plummeted in quick succession as they lost their balance and fell. I almost had it. You didn't. Jamie called out dryly, but stumbled forward as Cameron suddenly nudged him toward the starting line. Okay, we're up. We are? No time! Go, go, go! Spurred on by Cameron's excitable urgency, the two of them grabbed onto the vacant ladders. 1, 2, ah! Cameron tried leaping up 2 rungs at a time. Only to spin until they were hanging upside down, janking themselves close to the rungs to stay off the floor. They made a valiant effort to swing upright, but their grip faltered, and with a squeak, Cameron went bouncing onto the landing pad. Jamie took a slower approach, too slow. When his balance wavered, he overcorrected by leaning too far to the other side, and so he fell as well, with a small, clipped yelp. How do you make that look so graceful? I literally don't know what you mean. Look at me, I'm a mess. The two of them shared a laugh as they laid there before Jamie got up and helped Cameron back onto their feet. You were last up, and everyone else had already taken a turn. Maybe you could ask if someone wanted to play again. Bum 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 bum. I think I'm gonna pass this because it's either charisma or confidence, and I think I have more than enough charisma. I have nearly max amount of points of charisma. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. No, I know a losing battle when I see one. This is his thing anyway. Bum bum bum. Bum bum. Ba-dum. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum ba-dum. I don't know if this is an I win the pass or not. I should win it because it's the charisma check, but not sure. This is his thing anyway. He was right. Elio was the most excited. He'd be able to go again, right? Nah, maybe you just go on your own. Nah, you just skipped your turn altogether. I think I didn't pass. I don't know why though. This is weird. I'm gonna take a picture of this because this is acting odd. I'm gonna take a picture of these. Okay. Well, sure thing. I'm gonna go with Elio. Sorry. Elio, how about a revenge match? Who's getting revenge? I failed the first time. Exactly, now we get revenge. You don't have to ask me twice. Ready? Okay, ready? Go! Oh crap. Okay. You launch yourself up the ladder, advancing one step, then another, then another. The ladder shook violently, threatening to flip upside down on you as you raced onward. Keeping momentum while staying balanced became exponentially harder, and you managed two more steps, then slipped, falling with a short yelp. On your left, you heard an echoing clatter of wooden rungs as Elio's ladder twisted and threw him handily on the padded floor next to you. Ugh. A breeze swept past, shaking the ladder rungs, and gently carrying the last of Elio's dreams with it. He stared longingly, visibly imagining his elusive victory as earnestly as he could. After a hesitant silence, he turned away, but he made it one step before Percy clicked his tongue, shaking his head slowly with exaggerated care. Elio, Elio, wasn't today gonna be the day? I mean, I wanted it to be, yeah. So we're giving up, just like that? How did you put it? Today you were going to win, or we'll watch you die trying. Me and my big mouth. Percy's right. You can't give up now. I appreciate the vote of confidence. The vote of confidence. I tried as many times as it takes, but I don't want to take up all your time. Who says you have to? We can cheat. At the no stakes climbing game? Yes. Cheating again? Should I be worried for you, Cam? Okay, it doesn't have to be cheating. Think of it as bending the rules for fun's sakes. Just one more shot, Elio. That's all you need to make. That's all you need to make it. You think so? I know so, right, Ollie? Dum 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 dum. If we chain hands from Elio to the top, he'll win without even having to climb. The goal is to reach the top rung, so you heard him. In the name of victory, we shall hold hands. In a flurry, Elio was ushered back to the base of the ladder, where he perched on the lowest rungs. Percy reached his hand with a smug grin, extending his free hand. Is my alarm sound? Oh no, that's Elio's. That's Elio's, there it is. That's Elio's guitar. But it's sounding so low though. Why? No, that doesn't change anything. Oh wow. Oh wow. That was loud. That's interesting. It's so low though. So low. Anyway. On the lowest rungs, Percy reached for his hand with a smug grin, extending his free hand to Cameron. This isn't what I had in mind, but it's way funnier, so I'm not complaining. Cam's other hand was in Jamie's, and Jamie's other was in yours. You were at the end with a careful flourish. You grabbed the final rung. Victory by conduction. It counts. Congrats, Elio. Thanks. The game attendant clapped dryly as you all reassemble away from the ladder, trying your hardest to look as if you hadn't just been cheating at a simple carnival game. I just realized there aren't even prizes at this one. Jamie did say it though. I just realized there aren't even prizes at this one. Yes, but you've all won me some questionable bragging rights, and those are priceless. As the five of you left the ladder climb game behind, you wandered the fairgrounds in search of what to play next. There were plenty of classics as well as campus-specific ones, being the Feather and the Chickadee, but none of them seemed to draw anyone's full agreement. All right, how about that one? Overruled. We are not playing that. Worried you lose, Porter? On the contrary, I'd rather have an actual challenge if we play a game involving. I'd rather have an actual challenge. If we play a game involving reach or range of motion, I'm at a natural advantage because he's so fucking tall. Oh, okay, fine. Then in that case, Percy whistled lowly as he searched, his eye landing on a shooting gallery with a sly glint. But Elio chose then to chuckle, his eyebrows waggling deviously as he pointed at a sign for a push-up contest. Jamie shot an arm out in front of him before he could get any further, shaking his hand. A challenge, Elio, not a unilateral slaughter. Yeah, not like that, you maniac. Besides, how are Ollie and Cameron going to keep up with us? I mean, look at them. Hey! Yeah, hey, we're plenty strong. Look at their arms. The picture of fitness. But alright, fine. No push-up contest. How about that one? The bar hang? Yeah, it's about pure tenacity. You can't win just because you're tall. Can't win just because you're strong. And hand-eye coordination has nothing to do with it. It looks quite unpleasant. Why this one? Because it's free. Fair enough. Shall we? You made your way over, catching the attention of an attendant presiding over the bar hang with a stopwatch in hand. Interested? We've only got 2 bars open right now, but you're free to go in multiple rounds. Oh, awesome! Then, since Percy insinuated they could do it, how about Ollie picks who to go against first? Dum 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 dum. Dum dum dum. Bum 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 bum. Bum bum bum. Actually, that's interesting. Actually, selecting Jamie as selecting Jamie as the bar opponent here doesn't give you any points with him. But I'm gonna pick him anyway because this is where it gets revealed. Where something about Jamie gets revealed. I'm gonna save. Where even am I? Okay, here I am. Yeah. Then I'll play against Jamie. You're joking. No, I'm just being realistic. About your prospects or about mine? Let's find out. There's just one rule. Hang as long as you can. Ready, set, go. Jamie was tall enough that he barely had to jump to reach the bar. Once his grip was secure, he lifted his legs off the ground, ankles crossing to avoid swinging around too much. He had to bend his knees a little too, but somehow he even made that look prim. Finding your grip on the bar was easier than expected. The hard part was staying attached to it as time went on. Every time you shifted, you could feel the bar flexing slightly, and of course, the longer you stayed up, the more the skin of your hands started to burn. I screaming like the thing that gets me the thing that gets me a confidence point is screaming it out. But I don't think Jamie appreciates that actually. One of these gets me. Like there's no points in this of course, but one of these gets Jamie to show something. Bum bum badum badum bum 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 badum. I think it's this one. Ignore the pain. Find your happy place. All you had to do was convince yourself that you were somewhere else. Maybe you were on a beach. Maybe you were entire worlds away. Or maybe you were just in bed. All that mattered was that you weren't thinking about the bar in your hands. I hope my tattoo isn't showing. Your what? Your head turned before you could think twice, and you slipped, dropping from the bar down onto your behind with a graceless grunt. Oh, that was easy. No, but what did you say? Just whatever I thought would surprise you the most. You shuffled aside to make room for the next pair, and as soon as the stopwatch was reset, the contest started anew. Okay, let's save here. Then let's load. Bum 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 bum. Let's see what gets me if I sing the pain away. If you were going down, you were going down as ridiculously as possible. Row, row, row your boat. What are you doing? Gently down the stream. This is patently ridiculous. Where are you? With a sigh, Jamie dropped down, waving a hand to cut you off before the next line. I don't know what I expected. It wasn't that. I'm a person of many talents. Arguable choice of words, but sure. So yeah, no. It's okay. I'm gonna ignore the pain. I was gonna say plane. Ignore the plane. Let me drink some water. Alas, there wasn't much to be done in the face of Elio's sheer strength and willpower. Cam dropped down and Elio swung slightly back and forth, grinning widely. Percy! Yes, Elio? Don't you yes, Elio me. Get up here. The third match went pretty much the same as the other two. That was, quickly. Elio's smile was only a little smug as he dusted off his palms. The rest of you cheerfully avoided eye contact, lest he invite anyone to try yet again. Thanks to several complaints of sore palms, you all veered aside for a quick detour, grabbing some cold canned drinks from a stand to soothe your hands. Only afterward did the conversation turn toward finding something that all of you could play all at once, instead of competing in pairs. I think I know just the place. Percy, how did you know this was back here? I have an eagle eye for this kind of things. No man, you're tall as shit. Percy nodded generously, his expression unrepentantly smug. Before you was a heavily padded arena constructed of nylon walls. Filled to chest height with foam cubes and dotted throughout with small platforms. Dum dum doo dum. Dum 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 dum. Doo dum. Doo dum. Doo dum dum dum. Doo dum dum dum. Doo dum dum dum. Doo dum. Doo dum. Doo dum dum dum. Doo dum doo dum. Doo dum dum dum. Dum dum doo dum. Doo dum. Doo dum dum dum. Dum dum doo dum. Okay. So I was checking the guide for a bit. Before you was heavily butted. As you watched students jumped and darted back and forth, each vying to be the last person standing, while jabbing, swinging, and pushing at each other with long, lightweight jousting poles. How's this variation, Jamie? How's this for a variation, Jamie? It's an escalation, I'll give you that. I'm confused. The sign said this was supposed to be jousting? Think less horses, more gladiator? I saw something like this on TV once. You quickly pulled an entry fee of 5 amongst yourselves, then stepped up to claim the next round. With helmets and padded lances in hand, you waded into the arena, pushing through the sea of phone cubes. Everyone quickly found a platform to climb onto. You found a starting spot near one side of the arena, with everyone else nearby. As the operator called out a countdown, you started forming a strategy. Bum 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 bum. You were confident that you'd win. In fact, you even felt up to taunting anyone nearby. Bum 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 bum. Let's save here. Better start writing your wills. I'll make sure they get back to your families. You seeing this, fellas? Oh, I'm seeing it. Then the starting bell rang and you were off. Game time. Think fast. Jamie swiped at you immediately, leaning absurdly to one side, swinging his weapon at you from behind. Doodum doodum, doodum doodum, doodum doodum, doom doom, doodum doodum, doodum doodum, doodum doodum. Uh-huh. You hopped one platform away, but realized that you were under attack from two fronts, as Cameron shouted and charged at you from the other side. You're going down! Bum bum. You dropped quickly under the first incoming strike, and Jamie pulled back to avoid overbalancing. Then you jabbed quickly at Cameron, batting their weapon aside. Well, hey! I'm not making it easy for any of you. As the game wore on, a series of slips or miscalculations led the more unfortunate to drop into the pit one by one. A jumble of voices, thoughts, and squeaks filled the air until finally you turned to face your final two opponents. Mercy! There is no such thing. The way the little picture just like ripped in half. It's as if Alia was really killed. And just like that, Elia was down. Jamie turned away, not even bothering to watch as his roommate tipped backward, windmilled his arms, and plunged into the depths below. Percy stuck his phone in the air, providing an appropriately tragic orchestral backing track. As the violin wailed soulfully, Ilya resurfaced to shout indignantly, "How could you do this to me? I thought we were friends." Up above, Jamie merely adjusted his sleeves, shaking his head slowly as he sighed. "Therein lies your mistake. There is no room for trust in this on this field of battle." Okay, he's officially in villain mode. This is not a drill. Ollie, you fight for your life, you hear me? Jamie turned to you, wearing the most terrifyingly calm smile that you'd ever seen, and you were roommates with Deja. This was not the time to pull punches. I do hope you'll put up a good fight. You were dreaming, actually. If you were dreaming, actually, you couldn't even decide if you'd rather wake up or not. It was hard to think when he stared at you like that. Every villain admits his match. There was barely any time to think. Would you judge? Would you attack? You had to move fast. Jamie leaped toward you. One moment. Jamie leaped toward you, and you dug your heels to defend yourself. Each jab of his lance was met with a parry, and you held your ground. No, you're not taking it easy on me, are you? And what if I were? Well, it'd be poor form to single me out and then not take me seriously. Jamie leaned smoothly away from your next swing, and a small smile appearing on his lips. I suppose that's your invitation for me to fight you at full strength. Yes, please. I'd like to win fair and square. Oh, very courageous. That's good. You separated and clashed again, this time with a touch more aggression. Either Jamie was a slow starter, or he'd been testing you before. But now he was upping the pressure, and you shifted your stance to respond in kind. Pride will be your downfall, Porter. You say there's no room for trust. That just means you've betrayed everyone you held dear. It was hard to look down on Jamie when he was so absurdly tall. You did your best all the same, by tipping your chin up and as haughtily as you could. And now, you'll fall by my hand when you could have had help. Will it be worth it in the end? The more you played along, the more this real smile started to peek through the facade. He stepped back to find his balance, hefting his weapon as he prepared for another strike. To stand alone on a mountain of the vanquished? Yes, it will be. Ah. Bum bum. I'm hungry again. I'm hungry again. Let's see. Okay. Um. Okay, come on. Most of this mountain, most of this mountain is foam cubes. Bum bum bum. I'll admit, I'm impressed that you can keep up. I should be saying that to you. Who was the hero and who was the villain? Who would write history and who would be trapped in the pages of a silent story? With every swing and every strike, you fought on, holding on to the bitter end. My god, he's only getting faster! Ollie, tactical retreat! Outrun him! Nah, fuck that! Limit break on his ass! This was it, the last stand! Bum 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 bum. Each strike was perfectly countered as you accelerated with reckless brazen abandon, pairing fluid defense with relentless offense. A wayward blow parted the air next to your shoulder, and you leaned out of the way, appearing ready to topple over the edge. But you planted a foot and launched forward, crossing the gap and charging into Jamie's space instead. In the split second when you caught him off guard, you glimpsed a glimmer of victory in the horizon. I am... What am I gonna pick, actually? I should pick Composure. Should I pick Composure? So I should say either this gets me confidence or this gets me composure. Should we get some composure, y'all? You think I should maybe get some composure at all whatsoever? I'm gonna go with confidence actually. Let's do confidence. You slammed your what? One more time. You slammed your weapon into his and pushed hard. If he wanted to stay on the platform, there was only one thing he could do. He dropped straight down, landing on his back with his head over the abyss. Oh no, yes. The fight wasn't out of him just yet, but you were more than prepared. Tensing, Jamie tried to sit up and stopped. If he felt the padded tip of your weapon land on his collarbone and stopped as he felt the padded tip of your weapon land on his collarbone and hold him there. That, I believe, is game. So it is. Sliding the lance forward, you tipped his chin up so your eyes met directly and you smiled. But don't flatter yourself, you were never a real obstacle anyway. Don't be unfair, you... And without further ado, you hooked your foot... You hooked your foot... Your... Fuck. I keep stumbling on how to say this fucking word. I've said foot 100 fucking times, but I still stumble over it every single time it pops up. You hooked your foot under his side and rolled him off the platform, sending him down into the sea of foam cubes and standing the lone victor. All right, the tyrant is felled. I knew you could do it. Your victory was heralded by a chorus of shouts, with your hand on your hips and your... Whoa. My PC might be having a hard time. My desk is trembling. Anyway, with your hand on your hips and your head raised proudly, you bask in the triumphant glow of a battle well fought. All too soon, the whistle blew to usher you out of the arena. Well, as you all filed away from the equipment return table, Percy clapped his hands with a satisfied sigh. He had a particularly refreshed smile, looking for all the world as if he'd just emerged from a spa instead of a foam pit battle royale. I don't know about you, but now that we've been the shit out of each other, with big sticks for a while, I feel like our friendships are stronger than ever. Well, I, for one, am exhausted. I'd appreciate finding a slower paced game if we're playing another one. Let's save this. I think I kinda want Jamie to win this one. Let's see what Jamie does if he wins. No, load. Yes. So with you feigned hesitation, so he would drop his guard. You stopped just short of striking him, looking away with a bitter grimace. What are you doing? Is this really what I want? What I'm fighting for? Your voice dropped as you lowered your eyes to the point where your weapons crossed. The fingers of your left hand twitched, barely brushing against his. Maybe. And then you released your grip, grabbing the handle of his lance instead. Before turning to jank as hard as you could. Ah! Maybe you shouldn't have let me talk for so long. Your lances went flying, and so did Jamie, tumbling out of sight into the pit below. Alright. I actually need to lose the thing before that one. This one. So one I'm gonna load. Pride will be your downfall, Porter. You can skip. Bum bum bum. Ah, getting tired already? Who's tired? I'm not tired. Whoopsies. Who was a hero? Who was a villain? Bum bum. Who would write history? My god, he's only getting faster. No wait. I'm gonna reload that. I wanna win that. Probably your downfall. Bum bum bum. I'll admit, I'm impressed you can keep up. Bum 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 bum. I think I have one more. Oh no, this is the time. That's the moment where I need to lose it. Fuck. Load. Okay. No. Fuck. Shit. This one. Load. What's sounding? Is that Jamie's music? Yeah, that's Jamie's music. I don't know. I don't recognize what it is. Maybe it's like a flute, possibly. Anyway. Bum bum bum. I need to lose this one. Okay. You put up a grim fight, but a mere handful of strikes from Jamie was all it took to push you off balance. He struck you a glancing blow, and you hissed, your grip loosening, and sensing his advantage, he swung hard, knocking your weapon clean out of your hands. You recoiled, withdrawing toward the back of your platform. As you shook the feeling back in your fingers, Jamie pointed his lance at your collar. Well then, I believe all we have left is to decide your fate. The coward's way out, or an honorable death. I'll grant you the choice as a final kindness. What am I to do? So let's save here because I've got no clue what these give me. Let's pick you never back out. You'd never back down, not even at the bitter end. Ha! You gave a soft, derisive sigh, then straightened, stepping forward with your head high and your arms to either side. Go on then, strike me down. You've earned it. You close your eyes, preparing to be cut down, only to hear a quiet chuckle and nothing more. Challenge me again in your next life if you dare. Then he planted the end of his weapon on your chest and pushed you off the platform. Until we meet again. Gah! You bounce down into the blocky forgiven embrace of the pill. When you resurface, you saw Jamie haloed by the sun overhead, looking serenely over his lonesome domain. You know, I'd be less mad about losing if he didn't look so damn smug about it. Be careful, Elio. He only gets more smug the more you point it out. That's it. I'm grabbing his ankles. Boost me up! All too soon. The whistle blew. Let's load and see what the other choice gets me. You were going out your way. You glanced down into at the abyss that awaited you. Ollie, you proud fool, don't you dare. Sorry, Cam. Spreading your arms, you took a step back, feeling your heel teeter over the platform's edge. You met Jamie's eye with a defiant smile, then tipped. I couldn't avenge you in the end. No. Oh, so I'm gonna choose the other one. You see, this is why I wanted to let Jamie win, just to hear his smile, just to hear his laugh. Am I down bad? I might be, but well, I for one, I'm exhausted. I appreciate finding a slower paced game if we are playing another one. Your wanderings took you to the other end of the grid, where students sprawled on empty patches of grass to catch a break. The food trucks were nearby, but before that, ooh, all right, step up, get dunked by a friend or dunk your friends. Is the SGB quiz show spectacular? Yeah, I already did this. I'm gonna save here, just because I want to, like, once more. No. Load. Yes. Bum 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 bum. Oh yeah, it must be Jamie. 58.50, because I only did Jamie. Percy, is it Jamie? I should check. And then yeah, Jamie. Okay. Percy called the answer at almost the exact time as you, and Macy grinned as she motioned to the timer. Stalemate. Next. Name one member of your student government. Deja. Boo, softball question. You could have said that faster than me, but you didn't. Question 3. Let's pull back one. What's the official name of the festival we're in right now? Spring Festival. How'd you say that so fast? They just been talking about it for months. I haven't memorized. A good thing for you too. Last question. What's the campus fight chant? I actually don't know. Is it this one? Macy hit a button and you leaned back on your precious seat, grinning victoriously as the tank door swung open. Congrats on surviving, though I think everyone watching is kind of disappointed. Do with the knowledge what you will. Okay, so let's load. I'm gonna load this one. Okay, so I won most of those. So no matter if I choose the right one or the wrong one, I'm always gonna be let out. Okay, so load. Let me do that one more time. This one. This is one that I need to get wrong. Okay, 55. Deja. Spring Festival. Skip, and I'm gonna do this one. Well, Ollie, better say your prayers. Bye. Icarus. It's an interesting story. Skip. It's gonna be the black cat chickadee. Skip, and it's gonna be 2. And I don't actually know what's the fucking right answer here. Anyway. Jamie dunked. You didn't get any bumps or bruises. You can have a word without a plug if you want me to. Thanks to the warm sunlight, anyone who'd been in the dunk tank dried fairly quickly. At least to the point they'd no longer be leaving puddles where they walked. I'm fine. I'm just glad I got to look at it. I'll cherish those 5 seconds forever. We'll take you to the running of the bulls, maybe. At least then the animals are supposed to chase you. Don't even joke about that, man. Hey, but that last jousting fight between Ollie and Jamie got kind of intense, didn't it? I thought it'd be worse than it was at the end. Well, when I already had you so thoroughly bitten, I admit I took pity on you. You know what I wasn't expecting for Ollie to trash talk us all at the start. I don't know if it really counted as trash talk. Victories were sweeter when you blah blah blah. I'm gonna choose the spices and herbs because that's the other one that he likes. Deja handed you a small basket with colorful ribbons, and you took a peek inside. You bypassed the fancy imported versions of familiar ingredients, instead lifting out a small bottle to admire the saffron held safely inside. Getting fancy, I see. What's on the menu? Our dinner is going to be leftovers, unless someone's feeling generous after I give them this. Aw, I suppose I'll flatter whoever I need to if a delicious meal is on the table. Okay, you're all set. So I'll see you later, yeah? A win was a win, but blah 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 blah. Ba-dum-ba-dum. Ba-dum-ba-dum. Ba-da-da-dum. Hey, look at that! Percy actually appreciates the spice set. Percy cooks. Wild. Is that saffron on the top? Damn, SGB doesn't skimp. Oh, I see some fantastical flavored foods in our future. Okay, where are we up to now? Not to be a spoil sport, but it's been a long day. Jamie, this is for you. Oh. If he was flustered, he didn't show it as you handed him his present. A small silence passed as he inspected it. Then he looked sideways at you with a little smile. Thank you, but are you sure you don't? Yep, I'm sure. But you know, if you happen to be baking anytime soon... You raised your eyebrows as he relented with a small, amused tug. Subtle. Thank you for paying attention. You're welcome, Jamie. Bam. At the top of the chat, there was a video from Elio, a clip of you getting dropped into the dunk tank. Oh hell yeah! Wait. I didn't know you were filming. I forgot to do that in round 2. LOL. Don't even worry about it. Jamie bruises like a peach. LOL. I think he banged his knee on the inside. Oh my god, is he okay? Oh yeah, he keeps like poking it though. I don't know why. I'm thinking... Okay. I'm getting close to the time. I need to finish this. My other arm. There you go. Oh yeah, he keeps like poking it though. I don't know why. I'm thinking this bruising thing is new to him. It is not. Please stop insinuating everything is new to me. We will when you stop poking at your own bruises. Oh, he's coming over to us. He's coming over to show us. Gross. This was easily the most active group chat you had ever been. Cameron casually dropped their arm across your cheek, and you stifled a protest at being used as a wrist rest. In fairness, you were using their thigh as a pillow. Oh, the last one was on the forehead, wasn't it? This one's on the cheek. Interesting. Why? Do I not have enough points with Cam? Do I have more points with Cam? That's a very good question. Yeah, but you had plenty of projects, and thank God we wouldn't have had as many excuses for late night dinner food. We can just go to extra fries if you want to, Cam. No, it's about the principle of the thing. The illicit temptations of one really good fry, or you know what I mean. when or you know what I mean, when you know you should be studying, or better yet, asleep. Also, my parents judge me less when I bring food. When I bring home food, if I say we were studying first. Mia's cooking does keep pretty well. Even the big one? Just the insides. That bread is toast after like 20 minutes. Not literal toast. Mush. It was mush. My dad's pretty excited either way. My dad was pretty excited either way. My mom, not so much. But I'm glad the guys ended up liking the diner halfway point too. Half point. I keep naming it halfway point. Half point too. It's gorgeous, Cam. Yeah, what's not to like about extra fries or half point? I obviously mean the the beautiful neon attraction that is extra fries. Half point's the best spot in Fairview. Is saying both an option? It's an indecisive one, but sure. What? No, I obviously genuinely like both. Yes, but which place is your favorite? I'm not choosing. Honestly, I like both. Like, I would really love to visit Extra Fries again. Uh, okay. Anyway, I rest my case. Maybe we can get together for one more food run before the summer starts. We can try a different eating challenge this time. We could change things up next time at half point too. Right, when we've perfected our whole system, the blankets, the view, there is always room for improvement, I guess. What do you have in mind? We've got options. Like, I don't know, we can set up at the picnic tables for once. The ones that with the always kind of damp benches, or we can go we can go in winter and do a hot foods picnic. I don't know if Mia has that many soups or stews on her menu, but maybe. I mean, it doesn't have to be food from okay, that's where I draw the line. Fair. Then we can go there. We can go for a hike first. Now I know you're just messing around. Wasn't it more fun? Wasn't it more fun since it was so late at night? We should do that again. Staying up was easy. Waking up, not so much. But no matter, you'd had more than enough energy to keep up with everyone. Giant extra fry with everyone. Giant extra fries meal be damned. Ilya did mention wanting to go stargazing. If we've all got enough rest ahead of time, sure. We need some degree of coherence. If we're getting food at extra fries, I don't think we're gonna be that coherent after anyway. Stretching her arms high overhead. I already read that. Maybe you should talk to your parents about it? Oh, that's interesting. My compassion's my highest? That's wild. My compassion is my highest? Really? Oh, look at that. Look at that, bro. Yeah, compassion is my highest. The more you fucking know. Maybe you should talk to your parents about it. I'm sure they'd be. Let's get into context first. So this is when Cameron is like, I went here because it's near my folks, and I saved the fortune not having to pay rent. But it feels like Cameron's thinking about like moving to another place. And so MC says maybe you should talk to your parents about it. I'm sure they'd be able to help you figure out the scarier parts if you ask. No, that's true. Yeah, I shouldn't give up. I shouldn't give up before I even try. And it's okay to feel anxious about it, but I hope that doesn't stop you from doing what you want. It's just easy to feel overwhelmed, you know? Hey! And now I know I can break it into smaller steps, but that doesn't. Hey, look out! Blah. We ate all the food. No. Close chat. They're on their way. Percy. You've been right from the start that you get along with him. Skip. Elia, you two, just like you'd expected. Skip. There was no Jamie that you could have liked. What did I say? There was no Jamie. There was no way. There was no way that you could have liked him any more than you already did. So fucking funny. This is the worst photo that you could take of me? Apparently. I was trying to compliment your photo skills, but sure. I'm gonna save at this choice because I want to know if I get. I don't think we get a CG. Don't think we do. Where am I? Here I am. Yeah. I don't think I get a CG, but your hand wavered ever so slightly as you checked your phone camera settings. Maybe it'd be better to hold your breath. The breeze strengthened right as you hit the button, and on instinct, you tapped to pull the gallery up. Bad timing. Do you want me to take a note there? On your screen, Jamie sat with his hair blowing just so in the wind, sunlight framing his face and shoulders as he smiled. It was frankly a moment of effortless beauty. Never mind. I expect one attempt was all you needed? Yeah, on your screen, Jamie said. Oh my god, that's a beautiful fucking picture, isn't it? Taking a picture with Ollie. Fuck, I swear I can do this. Taking a picture with Jamie. Or taking a picture of Jamie. I said that. I'm gonna go with this one. Because anyway, this is not gonna lead anywhere because summer's not out yet. But sure thing. Now you've been entertained, Penny, for your thoughts. We're just chatting. What? Confidence? What? Oh, compassion. Compassion. I think. Let's see, we're just chatting. I see that, Celia. I was hoping for details. I mean, I can recap it all. But it's all just small talk? Could you? That'd be rather impressive in itself. Never mind, but I expect something extra, something juicy the next time I ask. Anyhow, blah 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 blah. A summer job maybe? Did you decide where yet? Maybe Jamie's place is hiring? Not that I know of. What about you guys? My internship, blah 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 blah. There you go. Bye. Hey, finished. Just in time for me to get like half an hour to grab something quick to eat and go into work. Wildest fucking recording I've ever made. Honestly. But hey, this finishes the Jamie run. Because I already did the all the events that I wanted to do. I will say it's just all the events have like their own little charming things, you know? Like late nights has extra fries, and I seriously love Nikki. And I seriously love Half Point. And you get like the option to say, hey, I want to go to Half Point again in this side of things. So that's that. And then the staying up version of Rainy Days. While I find that do it or don't it entertaining, I certainly like more going down with the guys and playing down. You have like more of a chance of getting to know them, because here you get only one, right? You either go to Percy and Jamie, you either stay with Percy and Deja, or in Cam, or you go with Elio and Jamie. And and that's it. After that, just watch the cooking show. When you do the version where you go down with them, you get to choose one of the allies to spend time together. Then you either get to choose to spend them with one of the other allies, or you get to choose, or you get to spend some time with Deja and Cam. So I think, and then after that, you can invite them up for soup. So I don't know. I kind of like going down with them better. I never played this staying up version, I don't think, but I kind of like going down with them better. And as for sticking together or splitting up, I kind of really love sticking together just because I really love the jousting match. Um, but I still like the other version because you get to, like, again, you get to choose one ally to be with, and then you get to either choose another ally to be with, or you get to spend some time with Cam. So like that's precious to me too. Like, of course you get Cam points throughout this thing too, but either way, I don't know, it's hard to choose something that I like better than the other one. The one event that we're missing is errands, and I'm gonna do that one on one of the other runs. Just not this one. I'm gonna do it on either either Percy or Elio, one of the two. Not sure which. But it's just that while I love Reina, and you do get like a Jamie focus thing from that, and you get some information on Reina's and Jamie's friendship. It's not my favorite event, so to say. It's not the favorite thing that I would pick, honestly. But anyway, well, I'm yapping, and I need to get ready to go grab something to eat before work starts. So anyway, this finishes the Jamie side of things. I'll see you all in the next time when we're gonna be romancing Elio from the top, everybody. I hope you've been having as much fun with the series as I am. And as always, thank you so much for coming and watching and spending like this time with me. Bye bye.